Hey everyone, it's Ted again from Tap Sac. Today we're going to be trying a Pauper deck, even though there is no Pauper event on Arena. But we really want to just test if a Pauper deck can go up against a regular deck with rares and mythics. So Pauper, if you are unaware, is a deck that has only common cards. So that means 0 uncommons, 0 rares, and 0 mythic rares. So as you can imagine, we are at quite a disadvantage, but we believe that it doesn't really matter what deck you play. If you can pilot it well and is built properly, then you can still win against more expensive decks. So our strategy here is to just play aggro in the best of 1 setting, and we feel mono red is the best way to do that because red has a lot of burn spells that are common and cheap creatures as well. So red generally is a pretty good color for Pauper. And we've already built a deck, and let's take a look at it. We have cheap creatures, 4 copies of Fearless Pup, which is a 1/1 first strike, Goldhound, which is also a 1/1 first strike with Menace and can sacrifice to add 1 mana of any color. That's not so important. And then to round off our 1 costing cards, we also have 4 copies of Strangle, a great 3 damage to any creature or planeswalker for 1 mana. And 4 copies of Ancestral Anger, basically a pump spell where when you have more of them in your graveyard, they get bigger, and you also get to draw a card. But the downside of this is that it's a sorcery, so you can't use it as a combat trick. You have to cast it before combat, and then the opponent will know that you have this in your deck. And then we have 2 copies of End the Festivities, just a simple 1 damage to each opponent and each creature they control in case we need to deal some in case we still need to deal some damage left over. And then going into our 2 drops, we have 4 copies of Antagonize, a great pump spell, +4/+3 for only 2 mana. We have 4 copies of Festival Crasher, which gets bigger every time you cast instant or sorcery. We also have 4 copies of Flame Breather, which deals damage directly to the opponent for each non-creature spell cast, and also 4 copies of Royal Eruption. So generally our plan is to cast small creatures first, and then on turn 2 cast our Flame Breather or Crasher, and then later on we can start casting our instant and sorceries to get rid of their creatures or to deal extra combat damage. So at 3 mana we have Moonrage's Slash, which is basically direct 3 damage to any creature or any target, even the opponent's life total. So this costs 2 less if it's night, but because we're not playing any day or night mechanics, we may not be able to cast this for 1 red. But even if it's 3 mana cost, it's still pretty good value and could be good when we want to deal direct damage directly to the opponent's face. And then lastly, we have just 1 copy of Faraday's Fireball. It deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker, but it can also deal 2 damage to the opponent. So that might be relevant, and we only have 1 copy because it costs 5, so it's quite unlikely that we'll get to cast it. So we just put 1 copy as a backup, and then 21 mountains. So let's try and play some games and see if we get anywhere. So before I get into the games, hope you'll take the time to subscribe and leave a comment. And if you do, you have a chance to win a free Crimson Vow set booster pack. So we'll be giving this out 1 week later, so check back later. Goichkin is our opponent. So let's see what the opponent is playing. We have 3 mountains going first. We do have a nice pup on turn 1, which is great, and then turn 2 we can cast the Crasher or the Flame Breather. And then later on we really need some instants and sorceries to grow these guys. So let's try this. Alright, mountain and then the pup. This is a good opening start. Ooh, Clever Luminancer. This guy is pretty scary. So we'll just attack with the pup first. He's not going to block because I have first strike. And now I think I will cast the Crasher. It is a big attacker. Green white. I think I know what this deck is. So although it's tempting to cast one of the Flame Breathers or Crashers now to get more value later, I'm a bit worried of the Elite because it can get a +1/+1 counter when he casts an instant or sorcery spell, so I don't really want that. So I'm gonna kill it off now. So their deck is the green-white Magecraft deck, which makes use of lots of instants and sorceries as well. And then they get lots of buffs when they do that. So as you can see, they have cast a second Elite, and they do have 1 mana up available. Alright, I cast the Flame Breather. I think he doesn't have anything available, so we just cast Strangle on the Elite. And let's attack. Virtual Soul is a good card. And now we're drawing too many lands. So maybe 21 lands was too many. We should have gone with like 19 or 20 at most. We could still pump Fearless Pup. So let's try that. He has first strike, so not easy to get rid of it. Okay, so this is a trade because he has double strike, so they will both deal damage at the same time. So let's see if he wants to pump something. Ooh, becomes a 1/5. That's big. I wouldn't be able to pump. I can only activate once, so it becomes a 1/5, unfortunately. And even if I give it 3/1, I won't be able to beat it, so yep. And let's just cast a Festival Crasher and turn. So the Virtual Soul is quite a big threat. Combined with the Luminancer, it is one of the scary cards. But now we do have a Moonrager's Slash, which we can use to get rid of the Virtual Soul. But it will be tricky because we have to... It'll be best if we can react to his instance and rather than recasting it directly. Because I have a feeling he left 4 mana up because there is something that he wants to cast. So maybe we'll just attack and see how it goes. So he blocks like that, which means if he doesn't do anything, his Virtual Soul will just die. So right now he casts a Snakeskin Veil, which would give it a +1/+1 counter and hexproof, and then triggers the Luminancer. Luminancer is +2/+2. So Virtual Soul will connive first, but I think before that I want to just kill it off and see what happens. So the Luminancer got pretty big. He actually could have blocked my other Crasher. Wow, becomes a 5/5. Yeah, that's big. Alright, that is a very big Virtuoso at 8/8 double strike. We do have one blocker just in case. Alright, I'm not going to block because I think this is do or die time. So either we have something or we don't. We do have a crasher. Alright, let's attack in again. Because we think we have to bluff him and pretend that we have something. Actually we don't. So now we cast our last crasher as a blocker. And if he has something that can get rid of our crasher, then that's pretty much it. Cycles. He casts the last homestead. The knife becomes a 10/10 with vigilance. So we have to block this. Okay, we're short of instants and sorceries, but maybe if we can hold on with creature blockers, that would be great. So let's just cast the Flame Breather and then hope for an instant or sorcery later on. So question is, should I block the Crasher or block with the Flame Breather? I think Flame Breather might be more relevant right now, so let's block with the Crasher. Maybe he has a trample spell. Yep. Yep, so that's it. So we were quite close, but not good enough to defeat a similar deck, but with rares and uncommons. So no shame in losing with a Pauper deck. What I'm gonna do is try to maybe modify the deck. I think we need more. We don't need that many lands. And we do need some burn spells, more burn spells. So let's see if Shock is in standard. I don't think it is. Oh, but we have a Flame Blast Bolt, I think. Yep. So this is good to get rid of small creatures. It can't target the face though. So probably let's get rid of Faraday's Fireball, go down to 19 lands, and then add 2 more copies of Flame Blast Bolt. Up against non-Frigger. Now we have 1 land. That's the punishment for going down to 19. And the question is, can we get up to 2 lands? Because I think 2 lands we would be good. Yeah, we do get our second mountain. And let's cast the pup. Oh, it's a mill deck. It's a mill deck. So that means it's going to be a race. Good thing is that if they cast Ruin Crab, is that the one? 0-3? Then we can still kill it off with Strangle. Ah! That's a big hit. I only have 27 cards left. So, big problem now. Alright. I think we only have a couple more turns before we're dead. I'll cast my last Flame Breather, and then next turn we start swinging for more. Deliberate. At least it's not a mill spell. Another Field of Ruin. So we left up some mana. So that means he has something, maybe a Fading Hope. If that's the case, then maybe I'll just cast a Crasher. Oh, it's a Zulaport Duelist, okay. Mill 2 cards. Alright, I'm gonna antagonize. And then pump my Flame Breather. But I did lose my pup though, so a bit bad. But we have exit and the festivities. We can deal 1 damage to each creature they control. So let's try that. Might have a counter spell. Question is, do I want to pump one of the creatures? Maybe I do, but he has something. That's what I'm worried about. Didn't do anything. So maybe I'll just cast Crasher and then hope we survive 1 more turn. Deliberate again. If he draws another Tasha, then we are dead. Is that enough? Down to 7 cards, so we win. Cool, so we did it with Pauper. Great, lots of damage, direct to the face. We managed to survive a mill deck, even with Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Down to 7 cards, so this was a nice win. Jamie B, 55. We're going first. We don't have a 1-drop, but we do have 2 mountains and Flame Breather, so maybe that's good enough. Green-red Gruul. That could mean lots of big creatures. Nice. He came in with a tap land, so we can still attack him. And cast our second Flame Breather. Overgrown farmland means he's also playing white. Interesting, the briefcase. The briefcase can tap to sacrifice one mana of any color. Alright, I'm going to end the festivities. So we deal 2 damage directly because of 2 Flame Breathers. And we also got rid of his 1/1 token. And then now I'm gonna cast Ancestral Anger. Remember it's a sorcery, so you have to cast it before combat. And then it will trigger another 2 times from the Flame Griever, 2 damage. And drop the land. Now we can swing in. So not bad for turn 3. We dealt 9 damage already. Gala Greeters and Innkeeper. Ooh, we decided to create a treasure, meaning end the festivities would also be able to get rid of Mr. Greeters. So hopefully he has no ways to pump the toughness of Gala Greeters. But first we trigger twice, Flame Griever. And then I think we are with 1. Because we can cast Antagonize, give it +4, +3. And then also deal another 2 damage. So just nice. 20 damage on turn 4. That was pretty good. I'm quite impressed actually with how good this mono red Pauper is. Although the opponent's deck I guess was quite slow as well. Probably makes use of lots of 1/1 tokens by Gala Greeters, using Gala Greeters and Innkeeper to gain life. So their plan is to build a big board and then grow that board to a very big army. Could be using other enchantments as well with landfall. So yeah, so that was pretty good. I hope you liked that. I was quite impressed. I'll play this again sometime later, but for now I think that's it. And if you liked what you saw, hope you will subscribe and leave a comment. Remember, you can get a free pack. You can also check out our website at tapandsac.com, where you can find more articles on Arena and other paper formats like Commander as well. So till then, hope you guys take care and we'll see you next time. Bye.